To go forward, but here is Coman. He fires in the shot, which took a deflection, and it will be a corner kick.
He gets his shot away in the end, Coman, but I think there was a few better options. Cristiano Ronaldo was outside him to the left. So Al Nasser again at the weekend, like we say, they look so much better when they get into those wide areas. When they play in the width of the 18-yard box, teams find it easier to defend against them.
Brozovic. Kept alive well there by João Felix, but he couldn't quite find Ronaldo. Now João Felix again. Al-Amri. Brozovic. Wesley. Wesley again. Angelo. It's all very tight. That lack of width causing a problem there.
Absolutely, that was a perfect example there. Angelo had it in the middle there, the 18-yard box. 3 green shirts in and around him. Get another opportunity to look at the goal. It was a wonderful through ball, it really was. The assist from Al Ghamdi. He was onside because he was well inside his own half. You see the lack of players back for Al Nasser. Al Ghanam had pushed on so high, left Martinez one-on-one, backs off, and you don't give a player of that quality that time and space because he can hurt you, and he did. Super finish.
Well, that's been given away to Brozovic, but it spins into the path of Medran. And I think already here we're getting signs that Al Ettifaq may just be trying to dig in for half-time here. Al Ghanam. He strikes it. Oh! And he clips the top of the crossbar on the way over.
What a strike. I, like many others in the stadium, and Jorge Jesus beneath us included, said, don't shoot from there, don't shoot from there. Oh, go on then. What a strike that is. Pace, power, whip, dip. Goalkeeper's beaten if that dips under the crossbar. Lovely strike from Al Ghanam.
Not a regular goal scorer by any means. Minutes to play in the first half. Al Nasser 10 wins in a row, but trailing in demand thanks to Jorginho Wijnaldum. He once lost a Champions League final to Ronaldo when he was with Liverpool and Ronaldo was with Real Madrid. Al Nasser. And Al Ettifaq will be very happy to see the ball cross from there. Galvo's clearance. Al Ghanam. Brozovic. Ronaldo was looking for the early ball, but Al Nasser maybe just over-deliberating here at times. Wesley. Away from Calvo this time, though. And again, the quality of the cross not good enough. Al Nasser. Martinez. Coman. He carries the ball out, and Al Ettifaq have the chance to regroup.
Well, here's the chance again to see that wonderful strike from Al Ghanam. Not so sure I've seen him hit as many so sweet. Very unlucky that didn't dip underneath the crossbar. Really good strike. 31 years old now. Sultan Al Ghanam. Super servant for Al Nasser. Signed in 2018 for around €1.5 million at the time. Absolute bargain in today's day and age for the service that they've had out of him.
Wesley, the player who is down. And of course, every title-winning team, you need your superstars, but you also need players who offer reliability, and that's the challenge on Wesley.
Going to say he doesn't look happy, Jorge Jesus, but when does he? We've seen Al Nasser winning 2 or 3 goals, and he still doesn't look happy, does he? He lives every minute. The passion that that man's got for football is incredible.
Well, his record in the first 10 games of the last 2 seasons is 19 wins and 1 draw. And that was against Al Nasser when he was the coach of Al Hilal. Wesley. It's a tricky run again from him, but once again Al Ettifaq are able to clear. But there is Al Ghanam. Brozovic runs all the way through. And now the width provided by Al Ghanam again. Across towards Ronaldo. Khatib is able to clear initially, and then the free kick is given to Al Ettifaq for the challenge on Wijnaldum.
They look better, Al Nasser, when the ball comes in from wide areas. Al Ghanam that time putting the cross into the box. The referee gives the free kick there for Al Amri. Sees that as a foot up.
Al Ettifaq in their 80th season, and it's their 10th successive year in the Russian Saudi League. And their best finish came under Said Al Shehri when they were 5th in 2018. You have to go back to the 1980s for their 2 titles. And the legendary Khalil Al-Zayani took them to a number of top honours, and he was also the coach of Saudi Arabia when they won the AFC Cup as well. But there's definitely something stirring at a club which has found itself as mid-table in recent years, but there's no doubt Al Shehri is getting a tune out of a number of players who are now at their best again. Medran. Koeman back defending. Al Nasser. It's been some time since Al Ettifaq were around the Al Nasser penalty area, but they're getting closer to half-time, and that's given away. Calvo finding Medran, and he's looking again to thread the eye of the needle for Wijnaldum, but it's quickly cut out. Here is Ronaldo. Koeman. And Al Nasser slightly behind him, but he gathers well, and another corner kick conceded here by Khatib. Corner number 9 for Al Nasser. Bettering their average so far this season in an entire game. We're yet to reach half-time. Al Ettifaq standing firm at the moment. João Felix will deliver this. Al Amri towards the near post. Hendry rising to head the ball away. The big boot by Ryan. Play will be halted for the injury inside the area.
That was a really strong defensive header from Jack Hendry. That's the type of player that the big Scotsman is. He's going to be the leader in that middle of the back 3. To say, with the defensively, they're going to have to be solid. Corner swung in, gets up and above everybody.
Oh, I think Ronaldo got clouted by Kingsley Coman.
Crashes heads there, don't they? They're coming together. Jack Hendry, it was, gets the final touch. He makes sure he gets up and above everyone.
Coman. We did have that lengthy VAR stoppage early in the game, so I think there'll be plenty of added time towards the end of the first half here. Al Ghanam. Cross deflected, but gathered well by Angelo. João Felix. Angelo. Oh, the challenge by Calvo. Angelo going down. Nothing given on the field at the moment. Ronaldo puts it wide. Once again, by his standards, failing to hit the target from there is a surprise.
We do get the sense there's something coming for Al Nasser. Good challenge there. Angelo goes to ground, doesn't appeal for the penalty. Cristiano Ronaldo, you can see what he's trying to do. He's just opening that left foot up. You can see the far post is open. Doesn't quite get the connection that he would have wanted. Difficult opportunity, but I'm sure there will be more.
Well, as we saw on the replay there, it was a really good challenge by Calvo. He got the ball. He had to time that perfectly inside the area. Wijnaldum jumping with Brozovic, but here is João Felix looking to release Wesley, but Once again, it's overhit. Moussa Dembele has barely had a kick, but his presence is causing an issue for Al Nassr.
Yeah, he's a very lonely figure as that lonely striker. Presses at times when he's needed to, but he's a threat on the counter-attack, as we saw numerous occasions early in the game. Not had many touches in the final third, Al Ettifaq, but that's nothing new. Before this weekend, they're the third lowest touches in the opposition's box of everybody in the Rocher Saudi Pro League, so it's not a strange situation that Al Ettifaq find themselves in. They're not a team who creates a lot or scores a huge amount of goals, but when they do, they're clinical.
There is Dembele. Calvo, Wijnaldum in pursuit. Al-Amri, though, will guide it back to Al-Akidi. Of course, Al-Akidi did make that fine early save, but it was 0-0 to keep out Dembele. Damak still leading 1-0 at Al Oqdoud in a game which kicked off at the same time as this one. If it stays like that, Damak will be out of the relegation zone and Al Riyadh will drop into the bottom three. Khatib. It's a good ball from him in the end to find Al Alayan. Now Al Ghamdi, and that was too ambitious. But you can sense the tension around the stadium. Of course, Al Nassr have set such impeccable standards so far this season, but in a situation like this, we may learn a good deal about their title credentials with so many big games to come. But at the moment, the biggest game for them is this one.
Such a wonderful start to the season to them.
Here's Ronaldo on the turn, and he swings it too high. You can win your first 10 games, you think you should be well clear, and the fact is they're not.
That's what I was going to say. And Al Hilal play Al Khaloud tomorrow in a game that you would expect them to win away from home. Nothing's a given anymore in this league. See again Dembele. This is what he's good at, holding possession up for his team, trying to bring others into play.
Additional time is 5 minutes.
And there will be 5 more minutes of additional time. Wijnaldum looking for Dembele. Just for a moment he was in behind Al-Amri. Dembele again strong enough to shake off Brozovic. Then he goes down, doesn't get the free kick. Angelo brings it clear, and he will get the free kick there for the challenge by Al Ghamdi, which earns him a yellow card.
I think they've got a case here, Al Ettifaq. I think that was a foul on Dembele. He does try and hold off Brozovic, and to his detriment, Dembele, he stays on his feet here. He's big, he's strong, he gets in front of Brozovic, and he kicks him there. It is a foul, he tries to stay up. It's clearly a foul, breaking up the counter-attack, he knows exactly what he's doing. But there's Dembele's frustrations.
Al Nassr, and now Koeman, Ronaldo. 10 attempts on goal for Al Nassr in the first half, only 2 on target. Wesley. Again, there's double coverage for him as Medran comes back to help out Calvo, and Hindi sends it behind for a corner. Brozovic linking up with Wesley again. Al Ghanam with the cross, and Kingsley Coman arriving at the near post, but he can't keep the header on target.
Good ball from Al Ghanam. He doesn't look up, he just puts it into an area, stands it up. Coman from a distance can't quite get the direction on his header. Again, it's another half opportunity for Al Nassr. No real clear-cut opportunities, all half opportunities. You do feel though there's something coming for them.
Dembele, Wijnaldum, Dembele again, now Wijnaldum. That's the sort of link-up that Al Ettifaq have been looking for, and Calvo is brought into the play here. Medran wide on the left, but it's back to Hindi. Now Hendry, Duda. Sprayed wide to Al Olayan, but he can't keep it in play. But from Al Ettifaq's point of view, they are at least keeping the ball away from their own penalty area, where it's been increasingly the longer the first half has gone on. Duda. Wijnaldum. Hindi. Gathered by Martinez. Well, Nasar. Again, Al Ettifaq are very deep here. Al Amri. Kingsley Coman with the header away. Al Ghamdi. It will come straight back for Al Ettifaq. Wesley. Ronaldo was unmarked for a moment, but possibly offside. But here is Martinez. Al Nasser. Angelo. Coman. Angelo driven in towards João Felix. Good clearance though initially by Al Hindi, and then the shot curled wide by Kingsley Coman.
It's a good piece for defending, first of all, from Hindi. This is the effort from Coman. He's had one or two efforts from distance.
It was deflected behind. Brozovic. Calvo with the header away. Into the final minute of added time in the first half. And Al Ettifaq really need to hear that half-time whistle now. Al Nasser. Al Ghamdi. Looking for João Felix. Good leap though by Khatib. Duda. Al Olayan. He stays in play. Maybe one final chance in the first half for Al Nasser here, but Ghamdi's done well to win that and clear. No real challenge from either Wijnaldum or Dembele. Al Ettifaq in full retreat at the moment, just looking to get to half-time, and that's what they've done. Well, what a fascinating 45 minutes we've had. Jorginho Wijnaldum with a brilliant goal for Al Ettifaq in the 16th minute. Marat Rodak making a couple of fine saves. Cristiano Ronaldo off target so far, but there's no doubt that Wijnaldum was certainly on target. Half-time, it is Al Ettifaq 1, Al Nassr 0.
سيداتي سادتي سيتم السحب بعد قليل على جوائز مقدمة من وزارة الرياضة.
AFCON 2025-26. Who will rise to claim Africa's ultimate crown? Watch live only on FanCode. With only 4 teams remaining, every ball is a fight for survival. Nerves tested, pressure rising. Who holds their nerve when it matters most? Watch live in English only on FanCode.
real togetherness at times. Rodak has had saves to make, but maybe not as many as he would have thought. But here's an opportunity, and right at the start of the second half, it's the equalising goal from João Felix. His 13th of the season in the Roshan Saudi League, and it hasn't taken them long.
And that's where quality rises. The team talk from George Jesus, the slight tweak, the slight change. João Felix doesn't need two opportunities in front of goal. It's a wonderful connection, it really is. It's a great finish. Angelo it is that sets him up. Quality players find time, they find space. And that's what João Felix has done inside the 18-yard box. And he's fired Al Nasser straight back into this game. He's been such a good signing for them this season.
And Al Nasser set the challenge, and very quickly they've come up with an answer here. And whatever Saad El Shiri said to his team at half-time, it's now been rendered irrelevant.
All the half chances that Al Nasser had in the first half, they were kept plugging away. Didn't really create a lot apart from Al Ghanam hitting the top of the crossbar. Marek Rodak was pretty much underemployed in the first half in the Al Ettifaq goal. But that piece of quality, time and space that he finds in such a tight area, João Felix, wonderful finish. He's having a superb season, proven to be one of the signings, if not the signing of the season already.
13 goals, 18 in all competitions. The flag is up for offside against Al Ghanam. There will be a free kick. And Al Ettifaq here need to regroup. They held on for so long in the first half, but first opportunity in the second half has been gobbled up by João Felix, and now it feels like a very different game.
Well, his half-time team talk will have been more of the same. Defend resolutely, stay in the game, keep the lead as long as we can, keep the zero next to our name as long as we possibly can in the second half. And that all went out the window very, very quickly. But that can happen when you're playing against quality teams. He will see a side to his team now that will test their character.
Coman. Now João Felix again. He was challenged there on this near side by Al Olayan. No free kick. Coman with the cross, looking for Ronaldo. Fisted away by Rodak. Al Ghanam will gather now. And it's his cross which is deep towards João Felix, and then the player who was marking him, Al Olayan, going down as if he was caught in the face, and it's a throw-in in the end.
He's had a difficult game this evening. The referees had one or two big decisions to make. Players putting pressure on him, asking for decisions. See the opportunity here. João Felix just catches him on the top of the head with his left hand. Kingsley Coman here, ball to the far post once again. Rodak makes the correct decision, too high for Ronaldo. But then he's been very unconvincing underneath the high ball tonight. Is the Slovakian goalkeeper Rodak.
Ronaldo in pursuit. But Al Amri will guide it back towards Al Akidi. Al Nasser scoring with their 14th attempt on goal. 70% possession so far, 11 corners. Al Ettifaq started the game so well, but they have been gradually overwhelmed. And here's another opportunity. Great play inside the area from Wesley, and the shot was blocked, but the flag is then raised.
That's a good piece of goalkeeping from Rodak, if it's him indeed that made the block. Really good footwork from Wesley. I do feel that Al Nasser are just starting to unpick the lock more often than not now. Don't actually think it was Wesley that was offside. It was the player that blocked and gave Wesley the opportunity. Came to nothing in the end. But this is a similar type of pattern that Al Nasser have seen and are going to see a lot this season. Averaged over 60% possession in all games. 18 and a half shots they're averaging per game. They're dominating games, but the frustration isn't going to get the better of them. They're patient, they take their time, and they don't often have to come from behind, but they have done already this evening.
Well, Wijnaldum having his shirt pulled there. In the end, Martinez goes down and the free kick is given to Al Nasser. Here is João Felix. He has very quickly become a real leader for Al Nasser as well. Coming deep to take the responsibility and try and knit things together. Of course, that allows Ronaldo more license just to try and hang on the shoulder of the last defender. Coman. Away from Al Olian, and the cross-in is cleared by Hendry initially. Abouchal. Wesley, Abouchal goes down. I think it was an accidental challenge. He's then back on his feet. He volleys towards goal. The flag's been raised for offside anyway.
Change in tempo from Al Nasser since half-time has been noticeable. The intensity, winning the ball higher up the pitch and getting that goal back into the game. You just feel the belief and the confidence. They're a team that never lacked confidence. You just feel they're playing with a different edge to what they did in the first half.
Rodak just encouraged by the referee to get things going again. Flicked on by Calvo. Dembele in pursuit, and he'll get there before Al Amri, but only briefly. Well, the Al Nassr fans have headed east in big numbers, and they'll be much more optimistic now. Abouchal. With 18 wins and 2 losses so far this season against Al Ahly in the Super Cup final and Al Ittihad in the King's Cup. Well, they've got a big January coming up, and they have a big second half here first. João Felix. Duda wins it back and looks to spring the counter-attack. Dembele. Drawn Al Amri wide with him. Medran. Al Orian, but just took his time there, maybe took too long, and the challenge came in from Abouchal.
You can see that's what Al Ettifaq are going to do in the second half. They will sit deep and they'll look to exploit on the counter-attack as they did in the first half. The game plan won't change just because Al Nassr have got that goal back. They'll stick to the same game plan. Point for them here tonight would be a very good result.
Khatib. Al Orian, but he's offside. There were complaints there from Jorge Jesus and Abouchal towards the officials. I think it may have been because Al Orian kicked the ball away. Ronaldo. Wesley. Firm challenge on him. Martinez. João Felix, but Al Orian is able to clear. Medran. So often the Al Ettifaq players are coming forward in ones and twos, and when they do, they're rather isolated, and there's no out ball for them.
No, they're getting smothered. Al Nassr are on top of them, struggling to get any type of foothold in this second half, struggling to string any type of possession, a run of passes, and actually get out of their own half. Everything's over to our left-hand side.
Al Orian with the challenge and the foul on Angelo. Jorge Jesus has been having a very animated conversation with the fourth official, Abdul Salman Bakri. You can see there that the official's been trying to keep him in his area, which is easier said than done. Well, there's a missed kick by Duda. João Felix. And Ronaldo unable to apply the finishing touch.
Half a chance again. Puts himself in a great position. He works a lot in between the posts this season. See where a lot of his goals have come from. João Felix capitalises on the mistake. A bit too much pace on the ball for his Portuguese counterpart.
Well, he's seen João Felix get his goal tonight. Can Ronaldo follow suit?
We spoke about it on Saturday, didn't we? That competition that those two must be having in the dressing room between themselves and the goal-scoring charts, locked at the top of it. Responsible for over 70% of Al Nassr's goals, the two of them. It's an incredible stat.
It's heading towards 75% now. And yet again, they've scored in the second half, which is when they tend to do most of their damage. Brozovic. Wesley. Beyond Calvo. And then stabbed in, and Indy just happy to get something behind it and send it behind.
He's got the beating of Calvo. Wesley went past him once or twice in the first half without any end product. And that corner count's incredible in itself, isn't it? 12 corners to nil. It shows the dominance without having to look at the possession stats. That statistic itself shows the dominance that Al Nassr have had.
Brozovic will take the corner kick here. It's deep towards João Felix. Good lead by Duda. He stayed down inside the area. Wesley, play continues. Wesley fires it in. And it was Calvo who clears, and eventually the referee stops play.
They're asking the referee to look at the VAR here. João Felix looked like an honest jump. Looked like a leap. He has caught Duda down holding the back of his head.
They're also making the point as well that it was a head injury inside the area and it took some time to stop the play.
See there, it's nothing in that at all. Maybe a slight connection. But if it is a head injury, the referee would stop the play. Maybe that's part of their frustration. Definitely no intent from João Felix, an honest attempt to win the ball.
But it does give Al Ettifaq a breather here, and an opportunity to just try and collectively sort themselves out, because they've been overrun at the moment. Play will resume with a drop ball for Al Ettifaq. Saad El Sheri seen his team soak up so much pressure in the opening 15 minutes of the second half. Elsewhere, Damak still lead 1-0 at Al Oqdoud in the big game at the bottom in this match week. Aboushal. I'm sure fans of Al Hilal and Al Town will be willing Al Ettifaq on here, because if Al Nassr do drop points, then they would suddenly come within range for their clubs. Al Hilal at the moment are 5 points behind Al Nassr, but they play Al Khaloud tomorrow night.
In any other season, Al Hilal would be top of the league, wouldn't they? 8 wins and 2 draws this season, yet they trail.
Al Ghamdi. Any other season, Al Town wouldn't be too far off the top as well.
They're a great season, aren't they? The thing for Al Town is, are they able to maintain that for the duration? And we saw Al Qadsiya last season, the surprise package, what they were able to achieve. Can they do the same again? But Al Town certainly joined the party this year.
Calvo. Looking for Al Ghamdi. Al Orayan is beyond him. Now Al Ghamdi, the no-look pass. Everyone saw it coming, though. And here is Aboushal.
He was the only one who didn't.
Cleared as far as Duda. And the interesting balling just beyond Dembele. Crucial touch there from Al Amri as Al Ettifaq looked to try and fashion a rare attack.
Brilliant from Al Amri. unconventional, but a superb piece of defending. All the Al Nasser back line caught out of position. Al Amri also caught out of position. Couldn't take any chances, and he got a vital touch. Took it out the way of Dembele, who was in space behind him. Really good piece of instinctive defending from Al Amri.
Medran will take the corner kick. Can Al-Ettifaq stun Al Nasser again here? Hendry makes the run towards the near post and flicked on by Calvo and just wide. And I think Al-Akidi may have had it covered, but he was scrambling as well.
It's a chance. It's a real chance. George Jesus down beneath, berating his defenders as to how Calvo has got a free header on the edge of the 6-yard box. Nothing special, the delivery. It's a simple ball into the box. Calvo completely unmarked, unable to hit the target.
Maybe more shoulder than head in the end. Coman. Ronaldo makes the move to the right. Angelo. And here is Ronaldo now. Inside the penalty area, takes a massive deflection, and Rodak is able to claim.
Goalkeeper's thankful for that green defensive wall in front of him. Gets the strike off Cristiano Ronaldo. The goalkeeper would have had it covered. Defensive block took a lot of pace off the shot.
Moussa Dembele doing his best to try and occupy the Al Nasser back four on his own at times, with Wijnaldum having to come back and try and help out in midfield. There's an increasingly large gap between the two main attacking players for Al-Ettifaq. Martinez. Khatib does well to find Al Ghamdi. Aboushalo wins it back, but only briefly. Duda. Now Calvo. High towards Wijnaldum. Flicked on to Dembele, and Moussa Dembele down the centre. And the challenge comes in on him. Does have support, though, from Al Ghamdi. Back towards Dembele. That's a clever ball. Dembele inside the area, side netting. But it was a chance.
Chances are going to be few and far between in this second half for Al-Ettifaq, the way that they're setting up and how deep they are. This is a decent chance for Dembele. He does really well. It's his pace and strength and power that gets him the chance. If he is going to create chances in this second half, he's going to have to work extremely hard on his own up there.
Well, it's just a warning for Al Nasser as they pour forward, looking to take the lead here. And Al-Ettifaq will be the first team to head to their bench in the second half. Of course, Al Nasser made that change at half-time. Now Hoyan is able to shepherd Wesley in the ball to safety on this near side, and now the change can be made. And it's Faris Al Ghamdi who is coming off, and Mukhtar Ali, former Al Nasser player, who is coming on. Came through the academy at Chelsea before moving back to his home country. Of course, Saudi Arabia international as well. But Al Ghamdi's done well. Now Mukhtar Ali can maybe add more experience.
Wondering where he's going to play. Italy settles now. Al Ghamdi was more of a central role. Mukhtar Ali likes to drift out to that right-hand side, but it looks like he's taking up the same role. It looks like a like-for-like swap. I don't think he's going to change the formation. Al-Shari will be quite happy with what he's seen. He'd like to see his side offering more going forward, because once again, you see those green shirts drop into this defensive structure.
Brozovic. Al Ghanam. Wesley. Al Ghanam, but the final touch was off Hindi. this is square. Now Coman. Only two inside the area. Coman looking to pick one of them out here. And in the end, it's headed away by Hindi. Hendry with a rather awkward challenge on Ronaldo. It comes back to João Felix! And Al Nasser have the lead. And I think Ronaldo got the final touch. He knew very little about it. But in the race for the 1,000, he won't care how they go in.
Well, he's claiming it, isn't he, Cristiano Ronaldo? He immediately run away celebrating, telling his teammates, that's mine, that's mine. The initial ball in from Coman. Ronaldo's got a case for a foul there. The ball comes out to Felix, goes for the goalkeeper's left-hand side, and you'll see now, in off Cristiano Ronaldo's back. He won't care how they go in because he's taken another one off his teammate. One for Felix, one for Cristiano Ronaldo. The race keeps going.
Goal number 957. And he celebrates like he's netted a 25-yarder, but he knows that one was rather fortunate. But a goal's a goal. And Al Nasser have turned things around midway through the second half. Well, he knows he was slightly fortunate. Chatting away with Alvaro Medran, who was a former teammate back in the day at Real Madrid. But I suppose it's another assist for João Felix.
Another assist for João Felix and another goal for Cristiano. Another step closer to that 1,000 mark that we'll keep talking about until he gets ever nearer. It's on the horizon now.
Well, he put everybody on notice when he was speaking in Dubai on Sunday that he intends to keep on playing until he gets there. And if he keeps going at a goal a game in the Russian Saudi League this season, he won't be too far away. Now Calvo looking to respond. Crosses deep, headed away by Coman. And I think had the ball not got in there, Ronaldo may have had a case for a penalty anyway, but doesn't matter now. Angelo. Now Wesley. And Wesley fires it low, and a good save by Rodak. Ronaldo recovers this. Coman. And this time Rodak with a more routine stop.
Very much dominating the game now, Al Nasser, and that's going to be a thing that they've come up against all season. We speak about it all the time, the possession that they have, but possession that they need to have with a purpose, and they turn that possession into goals, and they've done that from the first game of the season. Yes, they're going to dominate games, but actually we see teams dominating games without winning games. Al Nasser have just got a knack of getting a goal on the end of a good spell of possession. Come out in the second half a different team, looked sharp, looked eager, snapping into challenges, got the early goal, which always helps.
Medran looking to release Calvo here, and he hits it well, but into the arms of Al-Akidi. Cristiano Ronaldo and João Felix have now scored 26 of Al Nasser's 35 goals so far this season. They're averaging more than 2 goals a game themselves. And it's now 86 in 88 for Ronaldo in the Russian Saudi League. We'll be heading towards a century as well in that competition very soon.
He's setting records that will be there for generations and generations, possibly never to be broken. Individual accolades, team accolades, 5 Ballon d'Ors, Champions Leagues, and not to mention the individual honours that he's got.
How many goals has he scored in his 40s now? How many goals will he score in his 50s?
Surely not.
Here's Abu Shal. Radi Al-Otabi will be coming on soon for Al-Ettifaq. He's a right back, has been out for the previous 3 games. Now we're inside the final 20 minutes. And Abdullah Al-Khaibari will be coming on for Al Nasser, I think. Jorge Jesus knows there's still a threat here from Al Ettifaq, and Al-Khaibari, the sort of player who can help snuff it out.
He came on Saturday and did exactly the same job, didn't he? Clever, experienced player sitting in that midfield.
They've now scored in 34 successive games in the Roshan Saudi League. Al-Owayan, Wijnaldum, Calvo ahead of him. Mukhtar Ali, Duda, looking for Al-Owayan, but Al Ettifaq were rather narrow there, and
it's a strike from Calvo. He hits it well. Al-Akidi pretty unemployed in this second half. Good strong hand from Rodak.
Wesley going off. Was not the happiest. Of course, everybody wants to play at this stage. Al-Owayan also going off for Al Ettifaq. That's a straight swap with Radi Al-Otaibi coming on, and Al-Khaibari replacing Wesley, which tells you Jorge Jesus wants to just shore things up here.
Yeah, Al-Khaibari will sit in the middle. I think it'll be Angelo that goes out to the right-hand side. Al-Khaibari will sit in that central role alongside Brozovic.
Ronaldo. And here is Angelo. João Felix waits in the centre, but a good challenge by Abdul Basit Hindi. But it's a corner kick. Al-Owayan was a central character early on in the game. He, of course, was challenged by Nasar, by Said Al Nasser, rather, which initially saw the Al Nasser player sent off in the first 5 minutes before it was downgraded by VAR. Brozovic will take the corner kick. Inigo Martinez was rising, but it's off target. And he will know. It's still only 2-1.
Look at him. Heads, kicks, runs after every ball. He's brilliant. He's as entertaining to watch as these football teams are.
Medran. Calvo. One back though by Angelo. Calvo. Emery with a good header forward, and there's no offside here because they're so deep. Angelo. That's Rodak's.
They've still got a job to do here, Al Nasser, with it still only being 2-1. Obviously a counter-attack, a set play, anything can change. Concentration defensively is imperative for them between now and the end of the game. But Jorge Jesus and his coaching staff, I'm sure, would like another one on the score sheet.
Medran. Right towards Wijnaldum, but Abushal read that very well. Brozovic. So just looking to slow things down now when they can. We've seen Cristiano Ronaldo score some spectacular goals this season. Sometimes it's all about being in the right place at the right time.
I wonder how many of that 900 and whatever he's on now has come off his back. I don't suppose many, if any.
No. He'll take it in the circumstances. And of course, he wants the 1,000 goals, he wants trophies, but he also knows that it's going to be hard work to win this title, whatever happens, even with 11 wins potentially at the start of a season.
And it just also showed the human side of him and João Felix as well, the relationship and the competition that they're obviously having, because immediately that the goal went in, Cristiano Ronaldo ran to celebrate and look for his teammate straight away and say, "Not yours, that was mine."
So it's 13-all now. Medran. for Al-Otabi, and Bashal again defending well. Hendry. Ali. Now Hindi. Oh, and there's pressure there on Khatib. Free kick's being given for the challenge.
That's what he does so well, Al-Kabairi. That's why he's been brought on the pitch. He'll break things up. Not adverse to a foul in the opposition's half, just to slow the play down.
Jack Hendry has had a fine game, but he clattered into Ronaldo in the build-up to that second goal, which maybe just caused a bit of confusion inside the penalty area, although the defending was of a pretty desperate nature across the Al-Ettifaq team. Shukri Al-Hunfush, the referee, just having words with João Felix. Stays like this, Al Nassr will be 5 points clear, and Al Hilal will head to Al Khaloud tomorrow. One of the final games of 2025 in the Roshan Saudi League. Knowing that they've got to win to keep up the challenge, and on the face of it, it's a game they should win, but we've seen some unexpected results in the Roshan Saudi League already this season.
Yeah, Al Khaloud are a team that are clearly out of form at the moment, sitting at the bottom reaches of the league. I mean, they've lost the last 5 league games in a row, so it's going to be a very big ask against an Al Hilal team that are clearly in form.
Wijnaldum's flick. Now Bashal with the big boot again. Well, that's a fact. If they lose this game, we'll be 8th in the table. We'll just lose a bit of touch with Al Ahly, who've won today. Duda. Al-Otabi. Duda. Khatib.
I think the worrying thing for Al-Ettifaq, obviously their recent upturn in form has been good, but actually looking at the league table, there's only 4 teams in the league before this match weekend that have conceded more goals than them. Offensively, they don't score a lot, but they do leak.
Al-Otabi here, it's a good run from him, and he's onside, and there's the equaliser! Wijnaldum! Jorginho Wijnaldum strikes again, and Al Nassr are stunned. And just when it seemed as though Jorge Jesus' team have maintained that winning streak, back come Al-Ettifaq and Jorginho Wijnaldum.
There was always a chance on the counter-attack, wasn't there? There was always a threat, that ball over the top again. We talk about the high line. Does extremely well down the right-hand side. Al-Otabi keeps the ball alive. And again, it's a superb finish for Wijnaldum. Given that much time and space in the box, finds that bottom right-hand corner. Al-Otabi deserves a lot of credit for keeping that move alive. Puts the ball into an area. Wijnaldum hits it first time. And the home support, they're back on their feet. Said it wasn't going to be easy for Al Nassr tonight. A difficult place to come with a home record that Al-Ettifaq have. It's proven exactly that.
Well, they were just beginning to defend one-on-one, maybe a bit too much for Jorge Jesus' liking. And Al-Ettifaq come up with a bolt from the blue from Wijnaldum, and it's 2-2. And he scored twice against Al Nassr at Al Awal Park last season in that dramatic 3-2 win. Al-Ettifaq scored twice in the last 10 minutes then to win the game. Can they do something similar here, or Will Al Nasser come back straight away? Angelo, Ronaldo, Al Ghanam, and it took a deflection. It's a corner.
Well, you couldn't see that goal coming from Al Ettifaq. Said that Al Nasser, the possession they have to see out games to an extent. Al Hilal were guilty of that at the end of last season, winning games comfortably with possession, but not actually finishing teams off. They'll be disappointed, George Jesus, the way that his team have surrendered the lead, but they still have time. Al Ettifaq will now defend resolutely and attempt to keep the scoreline as is.
Well, those fans can't believe it. Corners work short. Brozovic. Al Ghanam. Dembele back to head away. Abu Shab. Brozovic. Now Medran. That's a clever touch. Wijnaldum on a hat-trick, of course, now. Medran. High towards Moussa Dembele, but overhit. They'll keep playing like that on the counter-attack if they can.
That's exactly what we're going to see now for the last 7.5 minutes, plus whatever's bolted on at the end. It will be Al Nasser in complete domination with possession, but what can they do with it? Look at the break. That's what Al Ettifaq will have. Pace of Dembele over the top.
Well, there's going to be a change soon. We can see Salah Al-Shari there, making it very clear where he wants his players. Khalid Al Ghanam, former Al Nasser player, will be coming on soon. Angelo, high towards João Felix. He's won the header, but it's cleared away by Khatib. 7 minutes to play. Martinez. Abu Shab. Ronaldo. Brozovic. Now Al Ghanam. Angelo. Now the cross delivered in by Al Ghanam, but it's gone behind, and it's a corner kick, and that was a corner conceded very painfully by Calvert. But what a player Wijnaldum remains.
I'll get a chance now to see the goal, the ball over the top again. You see how quickly Al Nasser push out that high line. Al Ataibi on this near side does superbly well, one to keep himself onside, but it's what ensues and what follows that. The ball's probably just out of his reach, puts it into an area, finds Wijnaldum, and it's a superb finish by the Dutchman.
Martinez heading the corner wide. Good leap. He was under pressure, and Rodak was happy to wave it by. You see the frustration from Martinez. Al Nasser now on the verge of dropping points for the first time this season. Jorge Jesus has the tactics board out, but teams that win titles find a way, and it seemed that Al Nasser had. Or Jorginho Wijnaldum had other ideas.
Good thing for Al Nasser as well, when you look at the league. Only played one really big game against Al Ittihad September. To play some big teams coming up. Al Ahly away, home to Al Qadsiya, at Al Hilal, and at home to Al Shabab, who are the surprise strugglers of this season. Next 3 games are huge for Al Nasser after this.
And they've got Al Town at the end of January as well. You can vote now for your man of the match using the QR code on your screen. A number of contenders on both sides tonight. Angelo. The cross is too deep. Appeals for a free kick as João Felix worked hard to win it back, and he's turned, and in the end Al Ataibi will guide it behind for a corner.
They want a free kick here at the far post. Al Ettifaq, João Felix, they feel, tried to win the ball back too keenly. It's his ball across that gets well defended in the end. Constant pressure from Al Nasser as they make the change.
And it's Ayman Yahya who comes on, and Sultan Al Ghanam who goes off. João Felix will take the corner kick, and Rodak is able to Fist it clear. Coman. Yaya. First involvement for him. Coman. It's hammered to safety by Khatib. Damak also closing in on their first victory of the season. They still lead 1-0 at Al Oqdoud. At the other end of the table, Al Nasser here. Could be leaving the door, if not ajar, then maybe just a creak of optimism for Al Hilal and Al Town at the moment, their closest challengers. Hendry with a header away. Aboushal has gone over to the right.
You can see George Jesus, his intention, taking off Al Ghanam, and Yaya coming on. They've got a lot of attacking players on the pitch now. He's not settling for a draw here in Dammam. He wants to win this game. He feels it's a game he wants to and should be winning.
João Felix in pursuit. He won't get that. It's a goal kick. Here's the change. Alvaro Medran coming off and Khalid Al Ghanam coming on. Medran, the former Al Town player. Rodak will take the goal kick here, and he won't be hurrying. Wijnaldum. Clever touch from Al Ghanam, but move quickly breaks down, and Angelo has gone beyond the challenge of Hindi. Duda coming across to try and help out, but Angelo's gone beyond them. Oh, and the shot forces a fine save from Rodak. Coman. Yaya. High towards Ronaldo, but too high, and Calvo can bring it down and also bring the ball away. Ali. Duda. Wijnaldum just telling his team to calm things down here. They've got the ball. And now Wijnaldum will try and do something with it. Away from Brozovic. Two coaches here are giving it absolutely everything, never mind the players.
It's incredible to watch. So many goals, late goals do we see in this wonderful league. It throws up so many late surprises. You feel there's at least one or two more chances for somebody in this game.
Brozovic. Coman. Brozovic will work it square to Al Amri. Aboushal. Ticking towards the final 30 seconds of normal time. Al-Kabari. Again, Al-Attifaq are very, very deep. Coman. Tries to work the 1-2 with Al-Kabari. João Felix is closed down by Mukhtar Ali. It will only be a throw-in for Al Nasser. There will be a minimum of 5 more minutes. Yaya. Brozovic. Vote for your man of the match using the QR code on the screen. Angelo. And that's deep. Ronaldo. Oh! Rodak does just enough. Well, he took it off Ronaldo's head there. Here is Ronaldo again, but all he can do is find Khatib. Now at the other end, Al Ghanam. Stepping in before Martinez. Fighting Wijnaldum. And Al-Attifaq could counter-attack here. Calvo. Duda, but there's been a challenge off the ball on Martinez, and it will be a free kick.
That's a good piece of goalkeeping from Rodak. His flaps and his missed punches, all the high balls this evening. That time he gets the decision right. He goes full length, takes the ball off Cristiano Ronaldo's head with the inside of his right palm. Looked to be a certain tap in with his head for Ronaldo.
Alataibi just runs it out of play, but Said El Shadi will be happy to see his team just break things up again. But it's a free kick for Al Nasser. Taken quickly, Abu Shal. Angelo. Abu Shal. João Felix. Angelo looking to tease Calvo. João Felix fizzed in. Hendry just got a touch, but here is Ronaldo. Kingsley Coman now onto the right foot. Oh, it's off the post. Al Nasser denied. The flag is then raised. But Kingsley Coman could not have got any closer there.
A coat of paint have stopped Al Nasser winning this game. Thought the opportunity for Coman had gone. He had the chance to take it on his left foot first time. Chooses to cut inside. He unleashes a thunderbolt of a shot. Goalkeeper Rodak's beaten. Thought the chance had gone, comes inside. It's a wonderful strike. Goalkeeper beaten. And a paintbrush width of paint. Ball fires across the goal line. And the frustration continues for Martinez and Al Nasser.
Hendry. Wijnaldum going to ground, beaten to it by Coman. Yaya. Well, that's well seen by Alataibi. And that will give Al Ettifaq time to just get the ball a long way from their goal. But when you've won 10 games in a row, anything less than a win will feel like a letdown. And maybe that's how the Al Nasser fans feel at the moment. But Al Ettifaq deserve great credit for staying in the game, and they have shown character with a capital C here. Free kick though for Al Nasser. He wouldn't put it beyond them to win this game now. Al-Amri, Al-Kaibari, Brozovic. High towards Yaya, Coman. Forced wide by Wijnaldum, João Felix. Coman, he looks for Ronaldo, but Hendry was there to head clear. Brozovic, Abu Shal. Ali with a header away, then Hendry. Brozovic though. Coman again. Goes on the outside this time, it's blocked. And Alataibi will shepherd it behind. It's a goal kick, and Al Ettifaq may have earned their point.
The goal kick is celebrated like they've scored the winning goal inside this home stadium. The home support are delighted with a point. Been a difficult place to come for all this season. Beaten in their last 4 games, Al Ettifaq, this will be 5. 1 defeat in 5 home league games. Those home supporters have seen some good performances, and this is another one to add to. Not been clinical going forward, not been at their best going forward, but the defensive shape, the 5 at the back has worked. They've frustrated Al Nasser at times.
And that's it. The winning streak is over. Al Nasser dropped points for the first time this season. It seemed as though Cristiano Ronaldo had won the game for them. But Jorginho Wijnaldum with a late equaliser. And Al Nasser are left disappointed.